Information about Walmart's plan to close 2 of its San Diego stores.
4 Walmart stores in our area will be closed.
It didn't come from a hurricane, a recession, or a pandemic. Yet in just under 3 weeks, over 100,000 Americans were suddenly unemployed. What caused this economic tremor? Not nature, but policy. Specifically, a wave of aggressive import tariffs that swept through the economy like a wrecking ball. And the company most entangled in the fallout? Walmart. From bustling cities to quiet towns, Walmart has long been the cornerstone of American retail. But now, the nation's largest retailer has shuttered more than 40 stores and multiple key distribution centers. The worst-hit areas weren't big cities. They were small towns like Granite Bay, California, and Marietta, Georgia, where a Walmart store isn't just a place to shop, it's the town's economic backbone. In many of these places, Walmart is the only local source for groceries, medicine, or even basic household supplies.
Talking about things like electronics, clothing, bananas. If it comes from overseas or there are components from overseas, you'll see the price hike. Now,
it's not just a store. It's an employer, a lifeline, and a community hub. So when the doors close, the ripple effect devastates far beyond just the lost jobs. The root of the crisis traces back to a major shift in U.S. trade policy. In April 2025, sweeping tariffs up to 145% were imposed on imports from China. The move, intended to protect domestic industries, had unintended consequences. Companies like Walmart, built on cost-acceptable global supply chains and slim profit margins, were hit the hardest. Practically overnight, the prices of daily goods, electronics, toys, kitchen essentials, even diapers, soared. Faced with impossible math, Walmart had to choose: absorb skyrocketing costs and hemorrhage cash, or raise prices and risk losing customer loyalty. At first, they tried to shield shoppers, but it was unsustainable. Soon, price tags reflected the pressure. Common items that families rely on, like baby formula and USB chargers, jumped by 20% to 30%. For a brand whose very identity is everyday low prices, the backlash was swift. Surveys revealed that nearly 2/3 of Walmart's loyal shoppers were shocked by how much more they were spending. But this wasn't just Walmart's problem. Other major chains also felt the heat. Yet, because Walmart serves such a massive cross-section of America, it became the face of the crisis. A canary in the coal mine, signaling the broader dangers of the tariff war. What started as a political move to boost U.S. manufacturing has turned into a storm battering workers, consumers, and communities alike. Walmart's announcement of mass store closures wasn't just a corporate decision. It was a national alarm bell. States like California, Wisconsin, Colorado, and Ohio were all affected. In many of these communities, the local Walmart store was the heartbeat of daily life. Without it, families must travel for miles, sometimes over an hour, just to get milk, diapers, or fill prescriptions. Those without reliable transportation face even greater hardships. And the economic blow doesn't stop at Walmart. Surrounding small businesses, diners, salons, gas stations also suffer when Walmart closes. Fewer shoppers mean fewer customers for everyone. This isn't just about empty shelves or closed registers. It's a warning about the fragile balance of our economy. If Walmart, with all its scale and power, can't survive these tariffs, what does that mean for the rest of America? When a Walmart store closes, it doesn't just leave an empty building. It drains the spirit of an entire community. Local businesses are hit almost immediately. Foot traffic drops, regular customers vanish, and within weeks, nearby stores are forced to shorten hours, lay off employees, or shut down altogether. The ripple effect is real and painful. As one former staffer in a small town said with heartbreak, "When Walmart shut down, we didn't just lose our jobs, we lost our hope." But this isn't solely an economic story. It's a story of broken trust. Many locals feel not just disappointed, but abandoned. For years, Walmart wasn't just a store. It was woven into daily life. It was where people worked, shopped, and connected with each other. Its sudden disappearance left more than just empty shelves. It left a void that no other business has stepped in to fill. For many Americans, these closures symbolize something deeper, that the system meant to support them has turned its back. Yet Walmart didn't go down without resistance. Faced with rising expenses and shrinking profits, the company launched one of the most radical transformations in its history. But that change came at a human price. To cut labor costs and improve operational efficiency, Walmart aggressively accelerated its automation efforts. In many stores, traditional cashiers have been replaced with self-checkout machines. Inside warehouses, robots now handle jobs once done by humans, moving stock, sorting items, transporting pallets. While this strategy may save Walmart money, it's endangering the jobs of thousands, especially for entry-level workers in economically vulnerable regions. In areas where employment options are limited, these cuts run especially deep. In response to sky-high tariffs on Chinese imports, Walmart is also redrawing its sourcing map. Countries like Vietnam, India, and Mexico are now becoming key partners. These nations offer cheaper labor and reduced geopolitical risks. But shifting supply chains takes time. Building relationships, ensuring quality control, and managing logistics doesn't happen overnight. To support this transition, Walmart is revamping its logistics approach. Instead of relying on large, centralized distribution hubs, it's experimenting with smaller, tech-savvy micro-fulfillment centers. These facilities are designed to respond rapidly to local demand, lower transportation costs, and speed up delivery for online orders. It's a more efficient system, but one that also demands fewer workers. Walmart is also investing heavily in intelligence, both artificial and human. Teams of AI experts and trade analysts now monitor real-time policy changes, anticipate tariff moves, and recalibrate Walmart's supply chain strategy. Their goal? To stay ahead of the unpredictable political and economic winds using cold, hard data. While this may help Walmart adapt, the reality on the ground is stark. Workers are being left behind. Job stability is evaporating, and more families feel like the economic game has been rigged against them. And this isn't just about retail anymore. What began as a steep rise in product prices has now triggered shockwaves across other industries. The aviation and automotive sectors are already under serious strain. In a quiet but deeply damaging move, China halted all Boeing aircraft deliveries in April 2025. There was no announcement, just silence. But markets noticed. Within 2 days, Boeing's stock value plummeted by $28,400,000,000. This wasn't a random disruption. It was a calculated blow. China made it clear, if the US wants to escalate trade tensions, it better be ready to pay the price. And Boeing wasn't the only victim. Soon after, the auto industry started unraveling. General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis each announced major production cuts due to crippling shortages of critical parts, particularly semiconductors, battery components, and other materials sourced from China. In some cases, battery production dropped by more than 60%. Assembly lines stalled. Popular car models were put on hold. The collapse was rapid and brutal. The crisis took an even darker turn when China tightened its grip on the global supply of rare earth elements, critical resources like lithium, cobalt, neodymium, and terbium. These aren't just minerals buried deep in the earth, they are the unseen power behind nearly every modern innovation, from electric vehicle batteries to precision-guided missiles, from communication satellites to wind turbines. These rare earths are the lifeblood of the 21st century economy. With limited domestic production and few viable foreign alternatives, American industries were blindsided. Defense giants like Lockheed Martin and Raytheon faced immediate setbacks, delaying the manufacturing of essential military equipment. Sourcing from allies like Australia and Canada sounded promising in theory, but in practice, it was slow, expensive, and fraught with logistical hurdles. Experts estimate that scalable replacement supply chains won't be in place until at least 2026. leaving the U.S. in a vulnerable position during a volatile global standoff. Meanwhile, manufacturing activity across multiple sectors slowed dramatically, and production costs surged. The deeper issue became clear. The American economy is deeply entangled in a global web, and when one powerful node, like China, pulls away, the consequences ripple across every industry. What began as Walmart's supply chain dilemma has ballooned into a nationwide economic disruption, affecting aviation, automotive, defense, technology, and beyond. At this stage, the question isn't whether more industries will feel the heat, it's how soon and how severely. The original intention behind these aggressive tariffs was to shield and revive American jobs, but on the ground, the reality tells a different story. The rising operational costs are being passed down the line, first to businesses, then to employees, and finally to everyday consumers. Walmart responds with layoffs, prices climb, the heartbeat of small-town America falters. In places where Walmart is more than a store, where it's the pharmacy, the grocery, the go-to for everyday essentials, its closure means far more than inconvenience. It represents the unraveling of local economies, vanishing tax revenue, and shrinking access to vital goods. This raises a painful question. Is this what protection looks like? Or is it a quiet betrayal wrapped in patriotic packaging? For families watching their communities hollow out, the answer is painfully clear. And Walmart may only be the beginning. Retail titans like Amazon, Target, and Five Below are already following suit, slashing costs and accelerating the use of automation. As global supply chains fracture, machines are replacing workers and customers are left paying more for less.
Is President Trump on defense over the plunging and volatile economy? This story keeps kicking. America's largest companies are down, all of them in the market since the Trump tariff war began.
This story isn't just about Walmart anymore. It's a glimpse into a growing economic crisis. Behind every receipt lies a deeper narrative of lost livelihoods, flawed policies, and broken trust. If you believe these conversations matter, don't stay silent. Share this video, spark the dialogue in your circle, and hit subscribe for more in-depth looks behind the headlines. Because what we choose to notice today will shape what we live through tomorrow.